Hey, what's up? Alright, hey, what's up guys? It's Jeffrey. I'm doing another video. I feel like there's like a halo like coming down on me. Can you see that? So I know I did my transgender story, but I kind of want to do my coming out story. Alright, so I have two coming out stories because I came out twice. Lucky me, I know. When I came out as a lesbian, it was almost harder than when I came out as transgender because it was like my first time coming out or anything. By the time I had come out as lesbian, I knew what it was like to come out and be like, hey, I'm different. That coming week before Pride Week in Atlanta in October, I decided to come out to my best friend at the time. Oh my god, just like making me relive this just gives me just sweaty hands. I took her into her room. I sat her down. We sat there for like 10 minutes and I couldn't say anything and it was just so awkward. I finally just like blurted it out and she was like, okay. So my sister was the second person that I came out to as a lesbian. That was scary as hell. I wrote a letter. I might still have this letter. Let me go check. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, but this is the letter that I wrote to my sister. There's a lot of editing, a lot of scratching out. I drew a little equality sign for good measure. Wrote the date at the top. Cue the dramatic music. After some soul searching, I discovered what I am really looking for and who I am. This is so dramatic. So this is really fun to look at based at where I am now and like where I was back then. And it's like, oh, just take a shortcut. Stop taking the long roads. Just get right to the point. Not to the last sentence I mentioned that I'm gay. It's like, come on, just let it out. You know, you're just circling the truth. Oh, did I mention that was over Skype? I read that stupid little message. She started crying, and she was crying for like 5 minutes straight. She's an emotional person. I don't know, but it was really awkward because when someone's crying over video, you're just like, yeah, stop crying. Like I can't really do anything from here. So then I came out to my mom. So I was sitting in my room and I texted her and I was like, hey, I need to talk to you about something. Can you come here? And she was like, oh, like I gotta finish making dinner, but I'll be over soon. I paced that room, I kid you not, for like 20 minutes straight until she came over. So she came over, I sat her down, I was dripping sweat. There was sweat like coming out of everywhere. All the places that you sweat and more. Just everywhere. I can't freaking come out with anything. Literally. I like blurted it out. She didn't believe me. She thought it was like a phase and that I was just not fully gay. She was halfway right. Then when I came out to my dad, oh my god. I was going to visit my friend in Nevada and my mom said I couldn't go on that trip until I told my dad. And guess when I told my dad? 5 minutes before leaving for that plane flight, I sat my dad down on the couch and I said, you know what, father? I am gay. G-A-Y. And he was like, yeah, I already know that. And I was like, okay, cool. And then it was like, well, I wish you would have told me sooner, because he was literally the last person I told, so I kind of feel bad about that. But he was the scariest person I told. Not scary, but you know, I really cared about what he thought because he's like my role model. Alright, so that's like my gay coming out story. Oh my god, that was really loud. So, my transgender coming out story. I mentioned in the first video that I came out to my roommate. We were sitting at the kitchen, and I was sitting at the table and she was like cooking. I had been like holding it in for so dang long that I couldn't hold it in any longer. I was trying to bring up any topic that would like allow me to like continue on to, oh hey, I'm transgender. And so I like brought up like Caitlyn Jenner and stuff like that, and I don't know. It came out and she was totally cool with it. She was like, oh well, you look better as a guy anyway, so thank you. So, I came out to my sister. She came to visit me in college during a weekend with her boyfriend. The last night she was there, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I had to do it because she was leaving at like 6 o'clock the next morning and I was not about to wake up and tell her that I was transgender. So, I pulled her into my room. I kind of mentioned in the last video how I wrote like a 3-page coming out letter. I sat her down at my desk, I pulled up the page, and I just sat there and like waited for her to read that whole damn thing, which took about 15 minutes. I'm just sitting there again, sweating like I usually do, you know? I just sweat, okay? That's what happens when I get nervous. I just have these jittery sweats that just come pouring out. You can't like read someone's emotions when they're reading something because you can't show emotion when you're reading. So I was just staring at her face and I was just like, oh god. She doesn't look too happy right now. She finishes, she stands up, and she just like hugs me, and I'm like, oh, okay, this went well. She was just like, I kind of already knew I never really felt like I had a sister, so this makes sense. But it's not something that she would have guessed, I guess, but like when the pieces are put together, they fit. Oh, that was good. That was good. Give me that one, come on. And lastly, I told the parental units. Oh my god. If I was sweating before, I was really sweating now because it was just raining sweat. So it was Mother's Day weekend. My parents had come to watch me raise the conference meet, and we were in the hotel, and I texted her and I was like, hey, can I bring you down a Mother's Day present? So I went to Publix and I bought this like bag, put like some stuff, Mother's Day presents in it, and at the bottom of this bag I put the letter, the infamous 3-page letter. I put 2 copies, one labeled to mom, one labeled to dad. I walked it down to their room, I gave it to her. She, oh yay, I love it. She gets to the bottom, oh, why don't you guys just sit on the bed and read it? Once again, that was a bad idea. When people read, they look angry. Oh! So I'm just sitting there, sweating, on the bed, watching them, reading a letter of me revealing my deepest, darkest secrets. And then they got to the end, about 15 minutes later, and we're just like sitting there, and I'm like, and they were like, we accept you. It was kind of a learning process as I began transitioning, but they accepted me, and that's all that matters. They didn't care what I had to do to become happy as long as I became happy. Beard gains. Beard gains. So in conclusion, coming out is about the scariest thing I've had to endure in my entire life. But it was the most rewarding and freeing experience I have ever had. I never would regret it, obviously, because I wouldn't be where I am today without coming out. It's necessary for you to live your life. You can't live your life and be your authentic self. I know it's not fair because straight people and cisgender people don't have to do that. But, you know, think of it as a blessing. It makes you stronger as a person because it means that you are really in tune with who you are. And that is a good quality to have, ladies and gentlemen. So that's my coming out story to pretty much just my family. That was the most important to me. Coming out to your peers is really not that difficult because people are so accepting. I really have to pee right now, and I've had to pee this entire video, so I'm gonna go do that. You guys have a great day.